The North of Ireland has been held hostage to turbulence in the British political structure. The recent Stormont Assembly elections have unfortunately returned Brexit to the political agenda through a row around the Northern Ireland Protocol. This against a backdrop of the Protocol being critical to post-Brexit continuity, stability and security of business on the island of Ireland. It is the mechanism agreed between the EU and the UK to protect the all-Ireland economy. The Good Friday Belfast Agreement and the integrity of the EU single market, its unique arrangements, are designed to avoid a physical border on the island of Ireland. Part of the withdrawal agreement, it has been ratified by the EU and the UK, meaning it is a legally binding international treaty. The protocol applies exclusively to the island of Ireland and came into force on January 2021. As per the withdrawal agreement, the EU and the UK established a joint committee with responsibility for its overall implementation and application. It is jointly chaired by the European Commission Vice President Maros Sefcovic and the Minister of State at the Cabinet Office. All in all, this has thrown the delicate quadrangular relationship between Brussels, London, Dublin and Belfast into disarray. Uncertainty and apprehension about the unravelling of the arrangement and what it will mean for the future of Northern Ireland is everywhere. The most pressing question in Belfast is rightly around the restoration of the power-sharing institutions. The function, or otherwise, of the Northern Ireland Assembly executive has been firmly linked to the protocol part of Brexit withdrawal agreement by the DUP, which blocked the appointment of a speaker in the absence of decisive action on the issue by the UK government. The clock is now ticking on a 6-month deadline, after which the entire edifice will collapse and in theory, a general election must be called. The general expectation is that it would not be until we reach the business end of this deadline in the autumn when significant progress might happen, although it is hoped that it would not take that long. That said, in the wake of the announcement by Truss on Tuesday that London intends to legislate to unilaterally scrap parts of the protocol, there has been a softening of language from the DUP, which may provide the landing zone, to use the new phrase de jure, needed for at least a partial solution. In an interview on the BBC Radio Ulster last week, it was notable that the DUP leader Jeffrey Donson call for decisive action was cited as the prerequisite for re-entering the political institutions. In full, though, he emphasised the need to first see the detail of the legislation, which points towards the possibility of a staggered solution which would permit the election of a speaker and therefore the restoration of the Assembly. This would be only the starting point, however. The North would be still without a full functioning executive, and there is much to be done to calm tensions and to repair the relationship, political and otherwise, damaged by this crisis, as well as to address the reality that a substantial section of the unionism feels alienated and that its identity has been undermined by the protocol. So far, so febrile, yet the likely next step will be unspectacular and rather familiar at this point, says Katie Hayward, Professor of Political Sociology at Queen's University, Belfast. Throughout the Brexit debacle, the consistent cry from business has been for clarity. There is an appetite for what would effectively be stock-taking exercise with technical teams from the UK and the EU to establish exactly where things stand.